Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the vibrant, unseen biological mechanics of GLP-1 medications, and a really critical trade-off you absolutely need to know about. Now, if you've been following the massive shift in how we treat metabolic health and weight management lately, you've undoubtedly heard of these drugs. But today, we're going to look way past the headlines. We're focusing directly on what is actually happening inside your body when you take them. We're going to explore this fascinating physical mystery that often goes completely unnoticed, right up until it's too late.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture a scenario that is incredibly common right now. You're successfully losing weight on a GLP-1 drug like Ozempic. The numbers on the scale are steadily dropping, and honestly, everything seems to be working perfectly. But there's a hidden shift happening in the background. Your body might secretly be shutting down your daily, routine movement to compensate for all that weight you're losing. You might suddenly find yourself sitting just a bit more, pacing a bit less, or just generally feeling less inclined to get up and move around. So why exactly does this happen? Well, to understand it, we need to look at how these medications fundamentally rewire your body's energy management.
That brings us to Section 1, the hidden GLP-1 catch, brain versus movement.
To understand this, we have to talk about what researchers call NEAT. That stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis, and it brilliantly illustrates this rewiring we just mentioned. See, we are talking about hitting the gym, running on a treadmill, or lifting heavy weights here. We are talking about spontaneous movement. It's the fidgeting at your desk, the annoying pacing you do while you're on a long phone call, or just walking around your house doing chores. Honestly, it's wild how much we pace until our brain just shuts it off. NEAT is this constant, underlying calorie-burning engine that runs throughout your entire day. But when you're on GLP-1 medications, they sharply cut your calorie intake. And when that happens, this NEAT engine drastically drops. Your spontaneous movement just quietly fades away. So how does this actually build biologically? It's a three-step process. First, the drug does exactly what it's designed to do, right? It slashes your calorie intake. Second, your body, which remember is highly evolved to keep you alive at all costs, senses what it interprets as an emergency energy deficit. It realizes a lot less fuel is coming in. So step 3, your brain automatically pulls the brakes on NEAT to conserve fuel. It actively dials down your urge to fidget, to walk, and to just move spontaneously. Your brain is literally trying to save your energy reserves because it thinks you're facing a sudden food shortage.
And I want to pause here because this is a crucial reminder. That is biology, not laziness. I really want you to take this away from our explainer today. If you're on one of these medications and you notice a sudden lack of extra steps, or you find yourself not wanting to do the basic chores around the house that you usually tackle without a second thought, this is an ancient survival mechanism kicking in. It is absolutely not a personal failure. Your brain is overriding your daily habits to protect your energy levels. But while it is a completely natural biological response, it leads us to a very modern and very serious complication.
Which brings us to Section 2, the muscle loss trade-off, a metabolic tax.
When you look at the clinical trials for semaglutide, which is one of the major GLP-1 drugs, we see a pretty startling breakdown of the weight that people are actually losing. Up to 33% of the weight lost in these trials actually came from lean mass. That means muscle. So it's not just fat melting away. A highly meaningful amount of the total weight dropping off the scale is your essential muscle tissue. When your body is in that drug-induced energy deficit and your spontaneous activity drops, it just starts breaking down muscle alongside the fat.
And guys, this represents a severe metabolic tax. Why? Because muscle is highly metabolically active tissue. Losing that much muscle actively slows down your metabolism. So while you're losing overall weight, your body is actually becoming worse at burning calories natively. Plus, losing this lean mass seriously threatens your functional strength over the long term. This isn't just about looking a certain way in the mirror. It's about your ability to carry groceries, climb stairs, and maintain your independence and bodily function as you age. Losing up to a third of your weight as muscle is a biological cost that you simply cannot ignore.
So, what do we do about it? Section 3, fixing the muscle problem. The action plan.
To preserve your muscle while the drug continues to do its amazing job on the fat, you must actively intervene. First things first, you need resistance training. This means lifting weights or using resistance bands at least twice a week. You literally have to give your muscles a reason to stick around by challenging them. Second, you must combine that training with adequate protein intake. Your body needs the raw building blocks to maintain and repair that lean mass. It's not negotiable. And finally, and this is absolutely critical, always talk to your doctor about adding this structured strength work to your routine. They can help you do this safely and effectively while you're on the medication. So I want to leave you with this final thought and question for our explainer today. Are you just losing weight, or are you rebuilding your body? Taking a GLP-1 drug is incredibly powerful, no doubt. But it shouldn't just be about watching the number on the scale go down at the expense of your muscle and your metabolism. By understanding that drop in your spontaneous movement, and by actively fighting back with resistance training and protein, you shift from simply shrinking your body to fundamentally rebuilding and protecting your metabolic health. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this essential biology. Now it's time to take that knowledge and put it to work.